Hi, everybody. It's Susie Q96. This doesn't have anything to do with the 12 days of Christmas or any giveaway or anything that I'm doing. I just happened to get lucky at the bank today and was able to get a box of nickels. Well, kind of a box of nickels. It was the equivalent of a box of nickels thrown into an empty quarter box. And no, I'm not on screen because I don't have any makeup on and I'm just, yeah. So I'm just going to be looking through some nickels here, seeing if anything will go in my books and see if there's anything worth anything that came out of here. I just opened the first roll and the very first thing I got was a Lewis and Clark nickel. One of the Whoozy Medusa ones. Yeah, that was real technical, wasn't it? Hey, Mikey, I'm just looking at some nickel rolls. It's not really anything except that I have to use the scope. So I figured if I'm going to go to all the trouble of using the scope, I might as well show everybody what I'm looking at under the scope. So the very first nickel out of the very first roll is this Lewis and Clark. So that's a good sign. That means that they're circulated. I about killed myself getting them into the house. I have forgotten how heavy boxes of coins are. The last time I had a box of coins, I had a box of nickels that Handy Andy sent me, and I had to get somebody to carry that box into the house. Well, hey, everybody. I see Mikey. I see Forrest Raven. I see other Jimmy. And I see it says 4 people are here, so somebody's lurking. Anyway, we're not doing anything. We're just, I'm just looking at some nickels. I got a phone call a little while ago that they had a cancellation at the optometrist office. So I get to run over there in a couple hours and see about getting me some new glasses. Yeah, I have 3 scopes. 2 of them are crap. I mean, eventually you can get them to focus, but they're not very good. This one, Handy Andy 73.6 purchased for me because the other ones were so bad, they were useless. This one is made by Pluggable. Comes with a nice little mat and all of the little marker things to set it up with. Plugs right into your USB. This one is really good. It has made my life so much easier, and they're not super expensive. I was really concerned, when he spent money to buy it for me, but it wasn't as expensive as I thought it was. So anyway, let me move Lewis and Clark out of the way and see what this is. Well, I'll be dipped. We got a different Lewis and Clark. I kind of like this box already, and I'm only in the first roll. So there's another 2004 P. Yeah, the big coins, mine doesn't either. I've tried adjusting it as far out as possible. I'm going to try to figure out a way to build something that the scope will sit on that is high enough up that it will allow for that. Okay. So this is which one? Okay, I already have that, but I'm putting them aside because they're cool. Yeah, I'm just killing time this afternoon. I need to rest. I got some new medicine. And y'all know me. I can't just sit around doing nothing because that just isn't me. So I finally was able to make contact with the branch manager. I could have got quarters, but I didn't have enough money on me because PayPal's got my PayPal account all goobered up. But I did have enough money on me to get a box of nickels. So that's what I did. And it takes me a long, long time to go through coins. I'm not one of the, I mean, some of the some of you can just like immediately look at something and spot, any anomaly on it and know everything, but I don't. And nickels, I don't know as much about as I do quarters. So when I do nickels, I'm pretty slow. And that's okay. It gives people a chance to look at the coins. I actually had somebody tell me last night that I was going too slow with the quarters. But there was a good reason why I was going slow. There was a new user in my stream last night, and he is from Australia. And a lot of the national park quarters and state quarters he had never seen. So I was allowing him the opportunity to get a good look at American coins. So, if you don't like slow, I don't tell you, there's something wrong with you. If you can't look at a pretty coin for an extra couple of seconds so somebody else can get a better look, I don't know what to tell you. I don't. Okay, that's an 87D, which unfortunately I need the 87P. It's one of the few missing out of my book. So I'll keep looking. But anyway, I'm just killing a little time. I have tonight's drawing number 12 set up for 8:30. And the reason is after the optometrist, if I feel like it, I might go down and watch the last night of the Christmas lights. Oh, God. I don't know who's calling me now. Hang on, y'all. I got to see if this is my health insurance company. So... I hate bill collectors. I especially hate bill collectors when they call to collect a bill that you just paid. Look at the account before you make the phone call. Yeah. So anyway, Susie on her soapbox. Look at the. I don't know that anybody did that on purpose, but it almost looks like somebody gave this guy a funny looking Hitler-esque mustache of some sort. It's just a gouge in the coin. But yeah, it's just funny. No, I just paid these people like 3 hours ago, so I guess they don't look. But I don't like the fact that they call me on the day that the thing is due, and they're like, give me. I'm like, God, people, you're going to get paid. I pay my bills. But I don't like companies that nag me. So once this company is paid off, I'm not going to do any more business with them, because I really don't like that style. That's a really aggressive form of business that I just don't care for. So I just won't. Once I paid them off, which I think I owe them $200 or something, it's not like I owe mass quantities of money to anybody. But anyway, yeah, so I've been making a lot of phone calls today to health insurance and PayPal and different places. And since this is not a regular stream and I'm just doing this to look at these coins, if I see one that I think might be a call that I need to take, I'm just going to mute you guys and keep looking at the nickels. I got a box of nickels today, and I have finally talked to the bank manager, and in the future, I should be able to periodically get coinage by the box. She said that, and I do understand this, because this is a small branch, and there's not a lot of banks around here, so sometimes certain things might not be available. Today there were no pennies available, so I got nickels. If I'd have had money, I could have got quarters. I just didn't have enough money on me, but I did get a box of nickels. And she understands that within about a week, she'll be getting all the nickels back. So, and I told her I would roll them and put them back in the box. So that made them happy, and now I will be able to get roll coins. So, I can sit here while I'm talking to people and roll them back up. So that's I don't mind rolling them back up. So if that's the trade-off for me, to be able to get an occasional box to look through. Now, I'm not going to get into the buying rolls and all of that. Oh, looky, here's another. There's a buffalo. One of the buffaloes, and I think I need that one. If it's a D, I need it. This is a 2004. They had some pretty, or 2005, I'm sorry. And it is the D. And I do need that little buffalo in my book. So in he goes. Yay. One more beautiful coin in my book. So I've already gotten a couple of coins out of here from my book. But I'm not going to get into the selling rolls and doing all that. We did it one time as a fundraiser for the channel, and it took me so long to do everybody's rolls. It was awful. I'm just not good at it. I mean, I might give away a search roll occasionally, but I'm not going to get into the tiers and the coin roll hunting for profit, which is really what it is, in case you guys haven't figured that out yet. Every time you pay somebody $25 or something to sort some rolls and you get a couple of coins out of it, they're making profit. So, I mean, I don't mind. It's a way to support a channel. It's just not my way to support a channel. I'll figure something else out. I'll go dig them up out of the dirt or something. Let me see who all's here. I don't even have the bot running because this is not a regular thing. I'm just looking through coins. But we still have seen Archaeology Mikey, Forest Raven, Other Jimmy. I saw somebody else in here. I know I did. Jesse O, Relics and Stacked Stones, Billy P, Jaji's here, Armando from the Vault is here, Werner's here from Germany, Patrick Johnson is here, somebody else is here, Anna I'm Crazy is here. Yeah, I look at it, if I could buy a box of halves or quarters, why would I pay for rolls? Yeah. I'm just doing these because my nickel collection is spotty. I didn't start saving nickels. So I'm filling in holes, and, if I find something great, that's good. And I can give away a few rolls on my channel, to search. But I'm not going to get into all of that. What goes with actually being using that as part of my channel income. I'm not good at it, so there's no point in me trying to do it. Like a box of quarters is $500. Now I have that money in PayPal and I could use it right now and do it and then put it back in and use it for its intended purpose, which I would have done if PayPal didn't have all my stuff screwed up right now. But since they got all my stuff screwed up, I took $100 out of my stimulus check that I had left after I got my car worked on this morning. And I got a box of nickels. This is kind of, okay, you know, I got a stimulus check. 99% of it had to go for other things, but a little bit of enjoyment for Susie out of it is come in the form of I get to search a box and then take the money back and put it back in my bank. So it's just, I figure once in a while I deserve a treat. And I'm not actually spending the money because the few nickels I take out of this, you know, I'll replace them and put it all back in the bank and everybody gets paid. So it's not a bad thing. It's just something to break the monotony of having to be in the house for so long. Fortunately, I rent now, so I don't have to worry about such things after my home in Michigan flooded. Can I explain my live later? Oh, are you talking about my premiere, my video premiere? You don't have to watch the cemetery part. When it premieres, the first half of it is metal detecting. And then there's a little intermission thing. And if you don't like cemeteries, you just turn it off right there and don't watch the rest of it. I put like a little thing in, okay, we're, you know, now I've put down my stuff and now I'm going in the cemetery. So when it gets to that break, Jesse, just turn it off. They don't give me the creeps at all. I like the historical aspect of cemeteries, but I understand that it might bother somebody. I turn off videos with snakes in them. So the first half, that thing's premiering on Thursday anyway, but the first half of it is just metal detecting. And then it will have a little thing that says, okay, I'm not finding anything here. And there a little screen will come up. And then you can turn it off at that point. Once I say I'm going to go walk around the cemetery, then just turn it off and don't watch the rest. So that's how I did that on purpose because some people don't like cemeteries. But I am a retired professional genealogist, and I have spent countless hours in cemeteries looking for clues in people's family histories. And I have grown to appreciate the art that is involved in making markers and some of the hilariously funny things that I see in cemeteries. One of my best friends has an absolutely beautiful marker with his name on it in like an old English script, and it has music notes on it because he was a musician. But then his brother decided that it needed to have something else on it that was more of Lee's personality. And those of you who are familiar with Frank Zappa will understand this line. On my friend Lee's marker, it says, "Don't eat the yellow snow." I kid you not. That's what is on his cemetery marker down in Orlando, Florida. I have seen some really sad ones. I've seen some really funny ones. I've seen very patriotic ones. I don't get creeped out by it anymore. The only time I get creeped out, I got creeped out by one down in Georgia, in Boston, Georgia. That was a grave marker of a woman that they found, and they didn't know who she was. It was a Jane Doe. And I'm happy to report that because of an internet channel, they have identified her now and put a proper marker on her. Actually, Mikey, when I was in Kewanee, Illinois, I was taking photographs of a lady who is related to me who died under somewhat suspicious circumstances. And I was taking photos of her marker, and this was back in the days before digital photography. So I had to take the film and have it processed after I got back to Florida. When I got it back, every single photograph of Elizabeth Benedict's grave had orbs in it and swirling lights. No other photos from that same cemetery had those in it. And I just thought that was really interesting because she died under questionable circumstances. The coroner just listed it as unknown causes, but some people think her husband killed her. Of course, nobody could prove it, and he was a well-known professor at Harvard University, so nothing ever came of it. But that struck me as odd that in that cemetery, that was the only unusual thing in all of the photographs, where all of her photos had that in it. Everyone, and my cousin had also taken some, and the same thing was in hers. 2 different cameras, 2 different angles, 2 different photographers, same result. It was that was kind of creepy. But anyway, I don't mind cemeteries. I find them actually quite peaceful. I get really pissed off when I hear people go metal detecting in them. That is a big, fat, giant no-no. You never detect in a cemetery, ever. In some states, you'll get arrested if you do, but they shouldn't have to even tell you that. You should have enough respect for the deceased not to be out there anyway. I heard from Andy yesterday, not today. He was trying to send me a video, and he couldn't get it to go, and he said, oh, never mind, I'll do it with my laptop. And that was the last I heard from him. So don't know, haven't heard from him today, but this is the first time I've been online today, really, too, except I got on this morning and watched the Gig Master with my coffee. It was an all right roll. Mostly nothing, but a couple of Lewis and Clarkies in there, and a couple that went into my book. So better than nothing. But I don't know if some of you are aware of this, but back in Edwardian and Victorian days, it was very common practice to picnic in cemeteries and in the United States and England. The Mexican Day of the Dead is a time in which people actually celebrate in cemeteries. So they celebrate the lives of their ancestors, and with song, dance, art. I happen to be a big fan of that. Ooh, looky here. We got a 1947. Hey, now. The tide's turning in a direction that I like. I know I have a book that old, but I didn't even get it out, I don't think. because I didn't figure I'd find any. No, I only got out my one starting at 63. So I'll just set that one aside for now. I think what I'm going to do is just, I don't need that many except some of the older ones, but there's a 47 D. That's cute. Yeah, like I said, I'm just doing this for my own personal enjoyment. There's no, what do I think about people sleeping in cemeteries? I don't know. I've never really pondered that. I know there are some people that do it to see if they can log any paranormal activity, and I'm ambivalent about it. I am ambivalent about it. Yeah, you also buried your own family back in those days. Sometimes you didn't use an undertaker. And yes, people did sit up sometimes for 3 days before burial. In the Jewish culture, they sit Shiva. In the Irish culture, they hold wakes. I guess as I've gotten older, I'm bothered less by that kind of thing. It bothered me. One thing that's really interesting, and this may be a little morbid, and somebody may leave my channel for me discussing this, but a lot of times when people are dying, they don't want to die if their family member is there, and they will hold on when they really should let go because they don't want to die in front of their loved one. And countless reports of people leaving the room and then somebody passed away in a split second. And that actually happened with my friend Tommy. I sat with Tommy for 3 days, and the pastor called me out in the hall for a minute, and in that 2 minutes that I was out there, Tommy left. But I had already told him, it's time to go, buddy. You're hanging on for nothing. He had no hope of recovering from what his family did to him, so I'm just looking at these here for a minute. I'm reading a text message in case you wonder what I'm doing. I'm trying to do this and talk, and I got a text message from my insurance. We're having a problem finding some of the specialists I need in my area. And so she's sending me lists of doctors for me to call and try to find. Hi, Kayla. There's no rhyme or reason to this. I'm just sitting here. I'm going to go through a couple of rolls of nickels, and then I got some other stuff I got to do, but I just figured I might as well, since I have to have the scope on and all of that stuff anyway, I figured I might as well just come on and say hi to everybody. Let everybody know that the 12th drawing is tonight. It starts at 8:30 Eastern. And then tomorrow we have the big Epiphany drawings, I should say. And I wish Miss Southern Belle was here. I got something funny to tell her. Miss Southern Belle sent me a package. I think like December 26th, 27th, somewhere around there. She lives in Georgia. I checked the tracking number. It's still in Georgia. Oh, we got another buffalo. Another one of those 2005 buffalo dudes. Put him aside. That's about the fifth Lewis and Clark I've pulled out of here. Hi, Jimmy LaCurry. We're just having fun with nickels. Hi, Metal Detecting North Carolina. I did not detect these nickels. I detected that they had a bunch of them down at my bank and persuaded them to let me bring some home to look at. Ooh, that nasty. That's going in the special Storm & CA Vegas coin container. Phew. Yuck, Ola. All right. Nothing overwhelming. I did get that 47, though. That was pretty good. I'd like to find at least a war nickel or something, but you get what you get. I'm going to do probably one more roll and then go fix me a bite to eat and tidy myself up and get ready to go down and get some new glasses ordered. Jesse got a package. I mailed that a while back, Jess. The mail is so slow in Virginia and Georgia. I don't know why. Stuff getting out of this state, it takes forever. I'm waiting for my PayPal card that they supposedly mailed back on December 10th. Oop, there's a 63. 63 for me. Let's flip her over and see what. It's seen some wear and tear, that's for sure. The steps are kind of pretty much everything's worn off of it, but it's a 63. I don't know. I sent something from Virginia to California and he got it pretty fast. Oh, there's another one of this is the Louisiana Purchase. That should be 2004. Yeah, got one of those. Those are nice. 88D. Hi, Phil the Board. Susie got a box of nickels, and so she gets to play in the box a little bit. I don't get to do this very often, and it's just for my own book, and everybody's just along for the ride. It's someplace to hang out. Look, I think I got another buffalo. Yeah, another one of those 2005 buffaloes. I want the original buffalo. Come on, buffaloes. We want real ones. I don't want the modern one. There's another modern buffalo, 2005. Well, at least I'm getting something out of the nickels. Yeah, like I said, I've been waiting for this package from Miss Southern Belle. She lives in Marietta, Georgia, which is near Atlanta. Well, it went and sat around Atlanta for a while, and now it's over in some other town in Georgia. It hasn't even left Georgia yet. Oh my goodness. I hope, I mean, people are just now getting stuff I mailed way before Christmas. Like, I'm pretty sure I mailed Jesse's before Christmas. But as long as they get them, I don't care. I sent my friend on December the 12th, I sent her a little package with some earrings in it down to Florida. She has not yet received those, and I'm doubtful that she's going to. There's a 64. And the sad part is they were handmade, one of a kind. So they're just lost. If they don't turn up pretty soon, I'll file an insurance claim on them. But it just makes me sad. Yeah, that arriving late. No kidding. You know, they tell you, oh, it's arriving late. Yeah, really? There's a 64. Like the PayPal kept telling me, well, it should be there any day now. And I'm like, well, you were supposed to send that back in November. If you had sent it in November, I'd have it by now. It's January. Then on the other hand, I ordered snake skins for my detector, which are the coil wire covers. And I got them in 2 days. Oh, here we go. Another part of the Lewis and Clark thing. Excuse me, guys. So we'll save that one. I'm going to try to make up a little set of all of the Lewis and Clark nickels. Well, if you get a detector, buy it through my link. Buy it from Kellyco. Buy it through my link, and a little bit of money will come back to this channel if you do. I highly recommend the Simplex. It is less than $300, and it does a lot more than the other $300 detectors. It's a much better machine. It's waterproof, for one thing. I don't mean just the coil is waterproof. I mean the whole machine is waterproof. So if you drop it in the lake, it's not ruined. Or if you slip and fall and it goes in the ocean, you're good. Or if you're out in the middle of a field and it starts pouring rain, your machine doesn't get ruined while you're trying to get back. It also has 6 different modes, multiple frequencies. You don't have to carry batteries with you. You just plug it in a USB port and charge it. You can upgrade it via the internet. They come out with periodic upgrades for it. It's just a really, really good machine. And on my About page, up where the big banner is, there's a link, and also in the About section. I don't think there is insurance for metal detectors, not that I have ever found. That's a good idea. Maybe somebody should start insurance for metal detectors. But the problem is some people abuse the crud out of their machines. They don't do proper maintenance and that sort of thing. So it would be really hard to do that. Okay, I'm gonna do one more roll and then I'm gonna go. Oh, Jesse, there are no silly questions. The people that are silly are the ones that think they know and never ask the question. There's plenty of reason for asking that question. That's actually a very good question. I didn't think that was a silly question at all. And I actually think it's not a bad idea. They have insurance for your pet to go to the vet. No, that was a good question. People that don't ask questions and assume that they know, those are the ones I make fun of, because you can get yourself in a lot of trouble assuming you know. And that's why people will ask me questions in my metal detecting thing about other machines. And if I have not had any experience with those machines, I'll just come right out and say, I really can't answer your question because I don't have experience with that make or that model, but I'll try to tell you a detectorist who uses that, so you can go watch their videos or go ask them the question. Like, I don't know a whole lot about most of the white detecting machines. I know about a couple of them because I almost bought one, except they were way out of my price range. And I know a little bit about Garrett's because I owned one, but some of the other, I've owned a Bounty Hunter, so I know a little bit about them. I know a little bit about a lot of detectors, but if you want to get into serious, analytics of a certain machine, I'm going to point you to somebody that actually uses that machine on a day-to-day basis. I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you it's the best or the worst, or that it's junk. Now, if I've used it and I think it's junk, I'll tell you why I think it's junk. But there's some people online that try to compare apples to oranges, and I'll give you a real good example. Dreadpool, did I see your story? No, I did not. I'm sorry. Here we go. After my grandfather passed away, my grandfather clock didn't have weights. On June 13th, the clock rang 13 times, which happened to be the day of the week she passed just several years. That's pretty wild. Yeah, that stuff like that. I find things when I'm metal detecting that are in places where they just shouldn't be. Okay, Kayla fan said, what's the detector going around right now that's under $100? They're saying is, I don't know anything under $100 that's awesome. I truly don't, Kayla. The one that's a lot of people are talking about that is truly awesome is under $300 is the Noctamacro Simplex, which is what I own. But I don't know of any less than $100 machine that's awesome. I've never seen a less than $100 machine that was anything but a little kid's beginner toy. And I own one, by the way. I own a Bounty Hunter Gold Digger. It's a $69 machine. It's a good toy for a kid to learn on. Ooh, look, we got a 1970 S. We got an S. We got us an S. Woo. But in general, you're not going to find I was just going to say that there's a couple of kids detectors, but they're basically toys. The Mini Horde. That's another one. I think it's 99 something, but that's a child's machine. That is not a machine you want to buy if you really want to metal detect. You're only going to dig about 2 or 3 inches down with that. That's all it's going to pick up. Whereas you can buy the Simplex for less than $300, and that'll go 10, 11, even 12 inches down in the ground. So if you only want to pick up the little things that people drop on the surface and you want to walk around with a little kid's detector, then you could go that way. But I wouldn't recommend spending your money that way. I would recommend, like, one of the reasons I got the Simplex, there's a 58, versus the Garrett that I had is, first of all, I had to feed batteries into the Garrett. Second, there were no possible upgrades for that as far as the firmware. It's not waterproof. I paid more for it than I paid for my Simplex, and I found more with my Simplex in the 2 weeks that I owned it than I found the entire year with the Garrett. I had a 300 is what I had. So those were supposed to be a comparable pair. If you're going to invest, first of all, you need to invest in something that's going to be good for the type of detecting you want to do. Like, if you want to detect at the beach, I'm going to tell you right now, the Garrett's not that great. It doesn't really like the salt water and the mineralization. And truly, neither does the Simplex, although it's better since they updated the firmware on it. If you're going to be seriously into beach detecting, you're almost going to have to go with like a Mind Lab Equinox 600 or an 800, which are a little bit pricier machines. Oop, there's another S, 70S. But if you're just going to do freshwater and parks and that kind of relic hunting, you can do a pretty good job with a Simplex for under $300. And then if you want to, you can also buy other coils for it. So no, I know it's not an American machine, and some people want to badmouth it for that reason. But the Simplex is I'm very happy with mine. When Muscle Shell wanted me to get gave me money to get another detector, I said, no, I want to dress this one up. So what I'm doing to it is I'm going to get the 2 other coils for it. I'm getting the carbon fiber lower shaft, which will strengthen the base of the machine and also make it lighter at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the hot rod of Simplexes. I'm going to have everything that money can put onto that machine. And I think that's going to last me for a long, long time. Another thing about the Garrett, I had a problem with their repair people, and that turned me off to them. I really get turned off if I have a problem with a piece of equipment that's under warranty and somebody tries to dodge fixing it. I had a problem with my Simplex. The part was shipped overnight and the problem was immediately fixed. So that's no, they won't, Warner. And that's the thing over here. Let me see if I can explain this. There are a lot of people over here who will not buy the Simplex because it's not an American made machine. You have to really understand the nationalistic mindset of people in the United States. A lot of them laughed at me when I bought it, and then I have put it in their hands and they used it and said, whoa, wait a minute. I may have been talking out of school. Yeah, you were. But if other companies want to give me one of theirs to try it out, I will be happy to give it a review. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Problem is, most companies don't want to give things to people that tell the truth. Rhonda Tolliver, I haven't seen you for a long time, honey. How are you? Oh my goodness. So yeah, but see, okay, Warner. I'm sure one of them you're talking about is white. And that didn't have anything to do with Simplex putting white out of business. What shut white down was COVID. So that didn't have anything at all to do with the Simplex. Whites have notoriously been very expensive. And Tassar never was a big company here anyway. So, if they start making a serious threat on Garrett or Fisher or Bounty Hunter, then you got that. Yeah, well, that too, Mark, the lack of research and development at White's. White's kept putting out the same things. And this was before the Simplex ever hit the market in the US. They were already struggling. It didn't have anything to do with the Simplex at all. In fact, if you've talked to white people that use White's detectors, most of them don't even know what a Simplex is. I met two guys last week that are both white guys, both White's users, and neither one of them had even heard of a Simplex. Both of them got the opportunity to use my Simplex. And both of them were kind of taken aback that, because they thought it was like a $600 or $700 machine. And they're going, well, how much money you got wrapped up in this thing? And I waited till they had a chance to use it for a little bit. And I said, well, with the wireless headphones, I paid $339. The one guy just you could almost hear his jaw hit the ground. And he was telling me about he overpaid for his White. See, that was the whole thing. Well, heck, if I'm going to sit here and talk, I might as well do one more roll of nickels. See what's in here. And then I do got to go because I got to get ready for my eye doctor. Those of you who are regulars on my channel know that I broke my glasses about a week and a half ago. And we've tried countless ways to repair them to no avail. So it's after the first of the year, so my insurance, my vision insurance has now kicked in. So I was lucky. I got a cancellation appointment today at, originally it was 5:30. Then they called me back and asked me to come at 5. So I'm going to go get my eyes checked and get some new spectacles, which means maybe I'll be able to read the coins better. Yeah, I was wondering where you went, Rhonda. I went through that same thing not long ago where I was living in a cabin out in the mountains, and I had internet that was pay by the gig, so I couldn't stay on longer than a minute or two. I'd come in and say hi and hit somebody's like button and then leave, just so people knew that I was still here. And I would do my show once a week and cut it short. And so I'm just now getting back myself. So I'm glad you popped in, because we do miss having Miss Rhonda around. Yes, we do. There's like several people that I was thinking about last night that I don't know whatever happened to them. I know a couple of them were very sick, and then I never heard anything, and I hope that they're okay. One of those was Debbie Honeybee. If anybody knows what happened with Debbie, the last I knew, she was very, very sick with her cancer, and then I didn't hear anything else about Deb. Those who knew Fox Run Forge, Mike passed away at the end of November from complications from COVID that he caught while he was in the hospital about another issue. That one broke my heart because he was in my stream just about every time I came on. Yeah, see, that's the problem. Whites are very, even the newer ones, they're so expensive. And Park Rat Detecting, he's a White's rep, and even he will tell you, they're pricey. But hey, speaking of the White's guy, here's one of the guys I met, Anthony Newton. Hey, Fig. How you doing? Oh, I didn't stay very long the other day. My battery went dead. And what I was doing, it was I was pulling the trash out of that area because I ordered that small, the small coil. It's going to be here any day now. And I want to go back down there and shoot that same place where we found that, where we were digging that hole to China. But yeah, Mr. Newton here, he's a whites guy. He's a whites detectorist. I met him down at our local park, and he was I think he was pretty impressed with my little $200 and something machine. I was pretty much calling what was going to be in those holes and pulling them out. Oh, I finally cleaned that that emblem thing up, and I still don't know what it is. Oh, there's another one of those 2005 Buffaloes. Throw him off to the side. But yeah, I still don't know what kind of emblem that is, but I did get it cleaned up. I found this great big heavy, it looks like it's off of a car or a bicycle or something, in an area that Anthony has already been over several times with his white, and he didn't get it. So we're going to try to figure out what that is. But we're going to do some detecting down there after I get the my small coil comes in. Oh, Anthony, you missed it. You missed it, buddy. One of my channel members came in my channel and gave me a pile of money to go buy metal detecting equipment with. And I'm not talking like $100 or $200. Y'all didn't see how much money that he was putting into my account, but I will tell you it was over $700 that was put into my account for me to buy a new detector or improve my detector. Let me see if I can grab that real quick, and I will stick it under the camera if I can remember where I put it after I cleaned it up. It's an odd little piece. There it is. All right. I put all my finds in baggies, and so that when I make my videos of those hunts, I can photograph all the finds. These are from, this was from December 31st, the last hunting trip of 2020. And here, I don't know how well the scope is going to do this, but see, I can't get the scope up high enough to show the whole thing at once. That's the problem. But it's pointed, and then it comes up, and I think the top of it is broken off. I think it is broken off right there. But it has what looks like a T or maybe a cross on it. But I just can't get it, the microscope up high enough to, but it's got some pretty cool colors. Yeah, I think at one time it was probably red, white, and blue. Now it's kind of red, silver, and blue. The back, it's a big chunk. Yeah, I was really heartbroken when I heard about Foxerun. He was a very, very nice man. For you, those of you who don't know it, he was a minister. Mike was a minister, and very nice man. Did a lot for people in the community, and it broke my heart when his wife told me how he passed away. That was just wrong. They put him in a room with another patient who later turned out to be positive for COVID. And Mike was so weak, he had already had a heart attack, and he just couldn't fight it off. Yeah, I lost an uncle this year. My favorite uncle. He was a country and western musician who at one time in his career played with Conway Twitty. Very talented man who, yeah, I'm going to make something that I can hang my scope on for that very reason. I just haven't figured out how I'm going to do it yet here in the new apartment. I have such limited space that I have to get real creative and invent things. Yeah, anyway, yeah, today definitely not a good day to go metal detecting here anyway. It's really, really cold and wet and just plain nasty here today. And if I didn't have to go back out, I wouldn't, but I got to go get some glasses so that I can read the coins. But anyway, so out of boredom, I got this box of nickels to search when I was at the bank today. So I really appreciate 18 of you came in to see me while I'm just sitting here playing with my coins. That's pretty awesome. I will be back on tonight at 8:30 with the giveaway. I'm going to come on camera, but I don't have any makeup on. My hair's not combed, but y'all just going to have to get used to that because I can't stop and do all that stuff all the time. I'm an old lady. There I am. There I am. So anyway, that's there were some decent nickels in there, so there's still hope for the bulk of the box, which is still down there. Like I said, I've got to go get my eyes examined. I guess that's better than going to get my head examined. And they might need to do that too. Put it under the microscope, see if they can see anything in there. Wow, I've got 23 likes. That's amazing. I'm not even doing a real show here. I'm not even doing a real show. I'm just here doing nickels, killing time, because I'm supposed to rest. And there's only so much lying down watching TV I can do before I get bored with that, you know. We're going to open one more roll. What the heck? They're my rolls. I can do what I want with them. Oh, I need coffee. It's one of those kind of days here. It's just wet and nasty. And I had to get up early and take my car to the mechanic. And two of the things that were wrong with it, he couldn't fix. They're not in his realm. So I had to make an appointment to get a guy to weld my exhaust system. I hit a chunk of ice the other night and it messed up my exhaust system. Thank you, City of Galax, for not pushing the ice off the road and just pushing it over to the side so that it can get shoved back out in the street and destroy my exhaust system. Like I have $150 to get that welded back together. But got to be done because my car is loud, and one of the rules in my lease is that you can't have a loud car. And of course, some ding dong has already complained. And I don't really think they complained because my car was loud. I think she complained because she doesn't like a bumper sticker that's on my car. So, oh well. But anyway, since I got my stimulus package, it's going for car repairs because my car is old, but I don't know when I could ever afford another one. So I just have to keep putting it back together. Oh, there's from the other camera. I didn't mean to do that, but hello. I do have two cameras. Let's go back to the scope. Because we just got another one of those Lewis and Clark's. This is the Louisiana Purchase. Put that up there in the keepers. Oh, here's another Lewis and Clark. I've got a lot of those today. And Louisiana Purchase. So far, the oldest nickel I have found in the rolls is a 47. I have found a couple of S's. Well, it's my car. I'll put on it what I want. I really don't care. I am very outspoken, and I'm not going to have my neighbors tell me what I can and cannot wear on my shirt or put on my car or anything else. It's like I told the one lady that ended up dying of COVID when she went off on me about wearing a mask. I told her that when she started paying my bills and taking care of all of my medical expenses, then she would have some input into what I do. Well, my car is an old car. It's very old, and you know, there's not much left of it, but I have to drive it for a while. She didn't do anything to my car. Just my car's old and it needs fixed. She just used it as an excuse to make a complaint to the landlady. She complains about everybody in the building, so the office here doesn't really pay much attention to her. There's a 2005 Buffalo. My car is a 2005. It's got 245,000 miles on it. And there's another 2005 Buffalo. Man, there's a bunch. I got a whole Buffalo herd going here. And another Lewis and Clark keelboat. Dang. So she just, I guess that she has nothing else to do, you know. Like, I don't know that I need to fix the muffler on my car, you know. So, Jim, are you still in the hospital? Jim Davis? Yep, you're still in the hospital. Well, I hope you get to go home pretty soon. I spent a long time in the hospital back in 2010, almost 6 months. And they would keep me in for like 60 days. And then they would put me out for 10 days because I didn't have insurance. And then they'd put me back in. And so I was in and out from July until New Year's of 2010. So I know it when you're in the hospital, you just want to go home, especially if you're in there resting up and recuperating. You know, if you're really, really sick and they've got you like so doped up that it doesn't matter, it's not so bad. But then when you're almost well enough to go home and you're just there, it's like, come on, man, let me go home, please. I want to see my dog. I want to see my cat. I want to, I want to eat decent food. Any of those things. Well, I didn't get a whole lot more out of those nickels, but we've got a whole bunch of them down there. I think I've only done 3 or 4 rolls. So we got a bunch of them left, and oops, I hit the wrong button. But anyway, I got a whole bunch of them left, and I'll be continuing to go through them, and then I'll roll them all back up and take them back down to the lady at the bank and get some more until I get to a point where I have to spend that money on a bill, and then the party's over. But for right now, this is how I'm amusing myself with my little bit of my stimulus package that is not going to fix the car. Today was a lot of minor things. I replaced my wiper blades. I had a headlight out that I got fixed. The running board on the driver's side was coming loose, so we fixed that. Got an oil change. I had a couple things he couldn't fix. One of them was the welding part, and the other part is my key is broken off in my ignition, and he couldn't fix that either. I'm gonna have to get a locksmith for that. So anyway, I got some of it done today, and that's good, because here in Virginia, I have to take my car through a safety inspection before. Anyway, you have to put a tag on it, and I mean a sticker. And right now I'm still driving on my Georgia plates because the DMV here has been closed or on appointments for months. My appointment is January 22nd when I'll finally get Virginia plates. I have to have the inspection, and I knew it wasn't going to pass with bad wipers and one headlight out. So I'm focusing on the things that are on the inspection, and then the other stuff we'll take care of later. He also told me that I'm about due for front brakes, which I didn't really want to hear, but it's the inevitable of having old cars. So I'm going to carry myself off now. I will be back on at 8:30 tonight to do the last thing. It really doesn't bother me that the key's broken off in there. I have another key that I can lock the doors with. So, I mean, it's okay. I was just going to have him do it. You know, I'm not going to spend a bunch of time or money on it right now. And I don't want to screw it up and have to replace the whole ignition either. So, but, yeah, I got my 5x9 coil on the way. So, yeah, we will, Rhonda. I'm really glad you popped in. The other day, the telephone guy popped in. He hadn't been on for quite a while either. So, that was a goodie. So, I got to get ready to go to get my eyes checked. So I will see everybody later. Thanks for joining me on my little nickel hunt. I'll weed them out here later and get the best of the best out. So anyway, I can't detect today, so I might as well search coins. See y'all later. Bye, everybody.